Hello, I am Nurul Athar, PMP, CPHIMS and ITIL certified, and welcome to CPHIMS exam preparation video. In this video, I will cover leadership. It's come under administration. Based on CPHIMS examination detailed content outline, CPHIMS aspirants are required to study following topics. First, participate in organizational strategic planning, for example, measure performance against organizational goals. Second, assess the organizational environment, for example, corporate culture, values, and drivers. Third, forecast technical and information need of an organization by linking resources to business needs. Number 4, develop an IT strategic plan and departmental objective that align and support organizational strategies and goals. Number 5, evaluate performance, for example, goal/performance indicators, system effectiveness. Number 6, evaluate effectiveness and user satisfaction of system and services being provided. Number 7, promote a stakeholder understanding of information technology opportunities and constraints, for example, business and IT resources, budget, project prioritization. Number 8, develop policies and procedures for information and system management. Number 9, comply with legal and regulatory standards. Number 10, adhere to ethical business principles. Number 11, employ comparative analysis strategy, for example, indicator and benchmark. Number 12, prepare and deliver business communication, for example, presentation, reports, project plan. Number 13, facilitate group discussion and meetings, for example, consensus building and conflict resolution. Number 14, provide consultative services to the organization on IT matters. Number 15, develop educational strategy regarding information and management system function. Number 16, maintain organizational competencies on current IT technologies and trends. Number 17, assure that risk management is embedded in internal and external management process and consistently applied, for example, risk assessment and risk mitigation. Number 18, ensure quality standards and practice are followed by monitoring internal and external performance. Okay, remember, for exam point of view, this chapter is very important. Total number of questions comes in exam 22. Okay, I have tried to cover all these topics under these following sections. I will explain one by one. Let's explore definition of leadership. At most basic level, leadership is the ability to guide, influence, and inspire individuals to meet goals. Management and leadership. Management process of getting things done through people, and leadership, okay, process of influencing others. Okay, now see the critical leadership skills: clear direction, keep score, develop team, and stakeholder relations. These are critical skills of leadership. Now we will see some definitions. What is stakeholders? One who has involved in or affected by an organization's actions. Major stakeholder in healthcare systems. Okay, these are the major stakeholder in healthcare systems: patient, family, community, medical specialist, hospitals, under hospitals, physician, nurses, allied health professionals, administrator, family physician, allied health professionals, and this federal, provincial, and territorial government. They are responsible for funding, administration, and service delivery. Okay, these are all major stakeholder in healthcare systems. Now we will see Board of Directors. The governing body appointed to hold fiduciary responsibility for the organization. We'll see what's a fiduciary. An individual or group who acts for an individual or group who acts for and on behalf of another in relationship of trust and confidence. See, this is a typical organization chart of an hospitals. Okay, Board of Director, they are on the top. There is an internal auditor. There is a chief executive officers who is responsible for managing everything about how to run the hospitals. Okay, there is a legal department, complementary health services subsidiaries, Ombudsman, spokesperson and public relationships. Okay, see what is the role of, we will see what is the role of chief executive officers. The highest ranking executive in an organization, responsible for strategic planning, hiring senior leaderships and managing operations. What is audit? Audit is merely an on-site verification activity such as inspection or examination of all the processes and quality systems running in hospital to ensure compliance with requirements. What is the role of Ombudsman? A person who investigates and mediate patient problem and complaint in relation to a hospital services, also called patient representative. What is the role of legal department? Providing legal advices and guidance. Okay, providing legal advice and guidance. This is a core function of legal department during the organization's everyday life. There are a lot of legal issues which require qualified advice from lawyers and legal advisors. Okay, let's move to next. The National Center for Healthcare Leadership, NCHL, is a non-profit organization dedicated to improving leadership in healthcare organizations through research, publication, benchmarking, and formation of leadership network. NCHL, the National Center for Healthcare Leadership, strives to improve the ability of healthcare leaders to in turn improve healthcare in the United States. Now see the next topic, the Healthcare Leadership Alliance, HLA. Is a group of professional organizations that use their combined knowledge and experience to improve the field of healthcare management. These organizations are the American College of Healthcare Executive, ACHE, the American College of Physician Executives, ACPE, the American Organization of Nurse Executives, AONE, the Healthcare Financial Management Association, HFMA, the Healthcare Information and Management Systems Society, HIMS, HIMS, and the Medical Group Management Association, MGMA, along with its standard setting division, the American College of Medical Practice Executive, ACMPE. Health information technology. Information and communication technology in healthcare, such as electronic health record, clinical alerts, reminders, and decision support system. Continuous quality improvement. Is the idea Continuous quality improvement is the idea that no process or service is perfect and that an organization must continually strive to eliminate error from its system to get closer and closer to perfection. Healthcare organizations often use CQI, continuous quality improvement, to measure their performance. A hospital will collect data about one of its processes and compare this data to the data of other hospitals in the area and around the country. Total quality management, CQI, continuous quality improvement. A hospital with TQM/CQI philosophy will, for example, set a specific quality goal, choose a number of high priority quality improvement projects, make quality improvement part of the job description throughout the organization, provide necessary resources, okay, dedicated time, financial resources, etc. for quality improvement efforts, and provide essential training for the staff involved in quality improvement efforts. For example, a hospital will keep track of how often its patients are giving the wrong medicine or the wrong dosage of a medicine. It then compares its result to a national standard. If the hospital has a higher frequency of error, then the national standard for the hospital might implement a CQI program to improve the statistic. Such a program would involve studying the process that lead to error, making recommendation to improve the process, implementing the change, and then collecting data once again to measure it against the national standards to see if the improvement has been achieved. The main principle behind CQI, continuous quality improvement, is that quality should be constantly under investigation, and thus organization is always working to improve. Now let's move to next topic, economies of scales. The principle of economies of scale is based on premises that an organization will be able to achieve greater saving if it is providing for a large number of patients and employing a large number of providers rather than just a few. A large number of patients corresponding to a need for greater number of supplies. As the number of supplies an organization needs increase, it becomes possible to buy those supplies in bulk instead of individually. When an organization buys in bulk, the average cost it will have to pay per unit usually decrease. Okay, this picture represents economies of scale. If you are buying something 10 pieces, we have to pay $2 per unit. If you are buying 50 unit, we have to pay 150 per unit, and if you are buying 100, we have to pay just $100 per unit. Bigger is often cheaper. Okay. There are three main ways for hospital to find cost saving in economies of scale. The first is to expand patient volume. The second is to specialize in particular service lines, and the third is to integrate with other health systems. Now we'll see the next topic, the CEOs and leadership team's role in strategic planning. A senior leadership team is an important asset to an organization and can give it competitive advantage in the marketplace. The leadership team should use its technical knowledge and stakeholder relationship to help make the organization decision. Research shows that high-performing senior leadership team use formal management process to improve efficiency and enhance quality. Like high-performing boards, they are also committed to strategic planning. A competent CEO, chief executive, is critical to the future success of the organization, so the board should help a new CEO develop team building skills and financial knowledge necessary to support the strategic planning process. In healthcare organizations, the board of directors and the chief executive officer, CEO, are the top of the leadership structure. The board of directors is the governing body appointed to hold fiduciary responsibilities for the organization. As part of this responsibility, the board makes policies decisions which guide the future of the organization An essential area of Board of Directors' responsibility is the development of a strategic plan consistent with the organization mission and vision. What is mission? The mission is the statement of why the organization exists. Okay, example, to enhance lives and preserve health by enabling access to comprehensive, fully integrated network of the highest quality and most affordable care delivered with kindness and integrity and respect. Now see what is vision. A vision is the company's statement that defines where it wants to go or what it wants to be. The vision is what the organization is trying to achieve as it completes the daily work and futuristic perspective. Examples: to lead the evolution of healthcare to enable every member of the communities we strive to enjoy a better, healthier life. Okay, now see the values. A list of values allow individual to understand what the company supports and appreciate most. Values are often presented in a list that the individual can compare against in their own personal values as well as the values that are built into the activities by they undertake at work. As employees should use the values as a guide for their behavior at work and assess whether the value align or conflict with their work assignment. If an initiative lacks alignment or is in conflict with its at least one value, it should be called into action. Example of values: integrity, excellence, teamwork and collaboration, respect, compassion, innovation, stewardship, efficiency and diversity. Now see goals. Okay, goals are measured to support vision accomplishment. The list of goals need to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time bound. Okay, example could be like this: increase new patient volume by 20% in the next year. Okay, now we'll see what is the strategy. Strategies are ideas and broad approaches that support the goal. Example: improve patient experience to inspire more patient referrals. What is a tactics? Tactics are specific action items, details and activities that must occur for the strategy to be successful. Example: institute quarterly patient satisfaction training session for staff. Create incentive program for staff based on increased referral volume. Devote one staff meeting per month to ideas for improving patient experience. Now we'll view more to a strategic planning process. Okay, this diagram represents how a strategic plan is done by phase wise, under phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5. In starting phase 1, assemble working team. Okay, working team, a committee comprised of administration, community leaders, board of directors, physician to guide the development of strategy. Okay, in phase 2, gain stakeholder input. Stakeholder inputs: how we can get stakeholder inputs? Through interviews, community town hall meetings, focus group, working groups, meetings. Okay, and in phase 3, review performance data. Okay, key challenges: rising demand for healthcare services, increasing cost of care, insufficient supply of certain health professional, increasing patient expectation. Under phase 4, develop aligned mission, vision, values, goals, objectives and strategies. Strategy consideration: Scope of service, product market product and market focus, competitive focus, image relationship, organization and culture, market penetration. And under phase 5, reach agreement on strategic direction, strategy component, mission, vision, values, goal, objective and strategy. This diagram shows how a strategic plan is done. Now we will move to the next topic. Assessment of organization environment. As healthcare industry progress, merely implementing HIT, health information technology and other technology will not be enough. Hospitals and health system need to be continuously optimized health IT to capitalize on the benefit and produce the best outcome for patient. How do healthcare organizations guarantee that changes and updates will continue to add benefit and align with enterprise strategic goals? Success in health IT initiative is all about alignment. Align your mission and business strategy plan with the needs of the patient, then align your technology strategic plan with your business strategic plan. Three key steps of reviewing and accepting new projects. Build business case, review by subject matter expert and present to governing body. We will see first build a business case. Build a business case are based on what the project focuses on, such as regulatory, safety, quality, sustainability, high return on investment or new IT enabled project. Sustainability would be a project that sustains the system so it doesn't become outdated. Review by subject matter experts. Since some projects fall into multiple swim lanes, organizations use subject matter expert to review the case for strength and accuracy and to determine which swim lane it fits. The SMA subject matter expert may also determine something really doesn't meet the criteria. For example, the business case owner might claim it is a regulatory requirement. The regulatory compliance SME may determine it is not regulatory requirement but only a suggestion. Once the business case passes subject matter review, the project is presented to the governing body. We'll see what is swim lane. Swim lane map is similar to a flowchart in that it maps out a process, decision and loops. However, a swim lane map places events and action in lanes to delineate a person/group responsible for specific sub-processes. This diagram represents example of swim lane. Patient is here, front office staff is here. How patient is interacting with front staffs: sign in, check in, patient, sit in waiting room. Then it's going to third lane. And then it's going to the fourth lane. MD, see patients. Now see the present to governing body. The business case is presented to governing body so it may be discussed, debated and compared to other projects. The governance council also decide whether the specific project aligns with organization broader strategic goals. Sample prioritization matrix. This diagram shows how a project is prioritized. This is the project and its score based on cost saving, customer benefit, corporate image and learning opportunities. And then ranking is made and highest ranking project is selected. Now we'll explore forecasting technical and information need of an organization. Leaders in healthcare IT provide assistance and direction in support of the goals and initiative of the company. This requires a careful balance of leadership and support. It is important that all organizational leaders understand that operational goal direct IT and not the reverse. Okay, remember, it is important that all organizational leaders understand that organizational goal direct IT, not the reverse. Information management system leaders need to be keenly aware of organizational goal and be ready to actively recommend appropriate systems and technology in support of those goals. When goal deviation does occur, the IT leaders need to be ready to challenge the request to deviate from organizational goal and be prepared to quickly gather appropriate supporting materials to attend to the updated goals. Remaining focused on goal will help the IT leaders and the organization to avoid creating the services gap that occur when the requested services surpass what the internal staff can provide. Now we will explore develop an IT strategic plan and departmental objectives that align and support organizational strategy and goals. Among the many responsibilities of IT leaders is developing an IT strategic plan. When developing an IT strategic plan, it is important to include the input of organizational leaders and the staff responsible for the actionable component. If the organizational plan has not been developed refreshed in the last 12 months, then you must start the process by validating the strategies and tactics of the organizational plan first. The strategic plan must be perfectly aligned with all of the organizational priorities. Consider taking following steps to develop your IT plan. Initiate the document by including the mission, vision, goals and strategies of the organization. Identify the current state of the system and process that support the business and assess their effectiveness in meeting their stated function. Define gap that exists between the functions that are and can be provided and those that need to be developed or procured. Compare the timeline for staff to manage the development and cost associated with external development or purchase. Identify who will take responsibility for the initiative to be addressed. A well-prepared organization has the bench strength to maintain leadership continuity in the same way it has system redundancy to maintain continuity. Implementing the IT strategy plan. Once developed, the IT strategic plan needs to remain a living object and therefore must be regularly maintained. To achieve this, the documents need to be part of the organizational strategic plan and updated accordingly with any changes to its companion. The key IT objectives are visible to the entire department, so they have an opportunity to see and commit to each objective on daily basis. Individual performance objective can be tied back to this plan, and regular reports can be used as a measures against the overall IT strategic plan. Finally, treat the plan itself as a project. Maintain a color-coded scorecard of goals, progress, and achievement for all to see. Now we'll move evaluating performance. Measures that monitor the ongoing effectiveness and progress of departments' activities are necessary for leaders to judge the performance of department or work area. Operational unit. Has both projects and services. Two types of measure will be necessary. Project and service level agreement. We'll see first project. The development of Gantt chart may the most effective way of tracking a project. This diagram represents example of Gantt chart. Okay, a Gantt chart include a series of rows and detailing each of the steps and sub steps to be completed within project. Talking about this, okay, each row has multiple columns identifying start dates, project end dates, dependencies, responsible parties, completion percentage, and the like. The Gantt chart provides an excellent way of visualizing an entire project in both highly summarized and detailed ways. Commercial project tracking software products are available, but many organizations effectively manage projects using simple spreadsheets. Now see what is service level agreement, SLA. A service level agreement is a contract between a service provider, either internal or external, and the end user that defines the level of service expected from the service provider. Okay, SLA, service level agreement, should contain the list of services the provider will deliver and complete definition of each service. Matrix to determine whether the provider is delivering the services as promised. Auditing mechanism to monitor the service. Responsibilities of the provider and the consumer. Remedies available to both provider and client if the terms of the SLA are not met. A description of how the SLA will change over time. A service level parameter can best be measured using the dashboard visualization tool. Okay, this figure represents dashboard, service level agreement dashboard. Okay, we'll see what is dashboard. A dashboard is a series of graphs or table that indicate the current performance, the historic performance for an appropriate time interval. A typical dashboard includes services of control charts. First we'll see. First, a dashboard is a series of graphs or table that indicate the current performance, the historic performance for an appropriate time interval. Okay. A typical dashboard includes a series of control charts. We'll see the 7 basic tools of quality. 7 basic tools of quality. Control chart, also known as reward charts. Control chart used by routinely. Okay, sorry. Control charts are used to routinely monitor quality. Okay, this diagram represents what is control chart. Control chart is a graph used to study how process change over time. Data are plotted in time order. A control chart always has a center line for the average, an upper line for the upper control limit, and a lower line for the lower control limit. These lines are determined from historical data. Now we'll see the 7. Sorry. Now we'll see the cause and effect diagram, also known as the fish or Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Okay, a fishbone diagram, also called cause and effect diagram or Ishikawa diagram, is a visualization tool for categorizing the potential cause of the problem in order to identify its root cause. Now we'll see the third quality tool, check sheet. Okay, this diagram represents example of check sheets. A check sheet is a form document used to collect data in real time at the location where the data is generated. The data it captures can be quantitative or qualitative. When the performance is quantitative, the check sheet is sometimes called tally sheets. Now we see the histogram. This diagram represents histodiagram. Histodiagram are used to show distribution of variables. Pareto chart. Okay. This diagram represents Pareto chart. A Pareto chart named after Wilfredo Pareto is a type of chart that contains both bar and line graph, where individual values are represented in descending order by bars and the cumulative total is represented by the line. Scatter diagram. Okay, this diagram represents a scatter diagram. The scatter diagram is known by many names such as scatter plot, scatter graph, correlation chart. The diagram is drawn with two variables. Usually the first variable is independent and the second variable is depend on the first variable. Example. Okay. You are analyzing the pattern of accident on highway. You select the two variables, motor speed and number of accident, and draw the diagram. Once the diagram is completed, you notice that as the speed of vehicle increases, the number of accident also goes up. This shows that there is a relationship between the speed of the vehicle and accident happening on the highway. Now we see your stratification, alternatively flow chart or run chart. Stratification is the process of dividing members of the population into homogeneous subgroups before sampling. The strata should be mutually exclusive. Every element in the population must be assigned to only one stratum. The strata should also be collectively exhaustive. No population element can be excluded. Now we'll move to the next topic, evaluating effectiveness and user satisfaction. Baseline analysis. Okay. Reliability, effective utilization, data gathering from users, annual follow-up assessment. Internal versus external analysis. Take the time to understand the stakeholders' expectation of system availability and performance, listen to their past internal and external experience, and pay special attention if they note adverse changes in system performance. Use the assessment time to accept feedback regarding opportunities for system operating improvement. View analysis through eyes of customer and users. Open communications. Regular departmental and system assessment will prevent isolation and enhance communicating with the stakeholder communities throughout the organization. The assessment need to include the effectiveness of both the systems supported and the services provided. Regular feedback through organized methodologies. The process for the follow-up assessment can be accomplished by a telephone or web-based service, providing easily accessible feedback tools within the application themselves will prompt regular responses. Customer will appreciate the availability of immediately accessible feedback because it will enable them to avoid making call for the help desk. Continual objective to improve utilization. A popular service management framework to consider is the Information Technology Infrastructure Library (ITIL). Now we'll move to the next topic, promoting stakeholder understanding of IT opportunities and constraints. Health information and management systems leaders have responsibility to discuss the opportunities and systematic limitation of using information system to address organizational goals and objectives. Leaders must assist stakeholders in understanding where there are opportunities to be gained through the use of technology. Equally important is the leader's ability to temper enthusiasm by explaining any limitation that must be understood as well. The initiation of a project charter is critical juncture in IT support of the organization. Success can be achieved using a well-articulated, accepted process that facilitates understanding and communication between the leaders and the stakeholders. A method for initiating a project via the utilization of an SBARC. Okay, we'll see. SBRC is an acronym for Situation Background, Assessment, Recommendation and Communication, developed by Kaiser Permanente, Michael Leonard. The 1 to 2 page SBRC proposal help to frame a situation, a request and a method of addressing it. It is an easy way to document a situation and propose approach to a very wide audience. The simplicity of the tools make it easy for knowledgeable team members to complete and provide a concise summary for leaders to assess prior to committing a full project proposal or a pro forma financial plan. Okay, the SBARC, okay, it stands for acronym for Situation Background, Assessment, Recommendation and Communication. Okay, the SBARC process begins a discussion of the key goals and objective of an initiative and frames some of the potential strategy for resolution. As appropriate, the SBRC may be followed up with a more formal business planning processes and pro forma financial plan. A disciplined approach to frame and initiating a project ensures that a stakeholder and the project team members are operating from an identical framework. Okay. Ways of assessing the process improvement needs might include the utilization of either a lean production practice looking at resource consumption, or Kaizen continuous process improvement. Methodology as a tool for optimizing the performance of system. One develop the framework include the deliverables of the project along with the cost and timing together defined as the scope of the projects. A well-written plan that has been signed off on by stakeholder will help to eliminate the opportunity for scope creep to infiltrate the project. Scope creep is a common event in the life of projects. New opportunities or event will warrant the new analysis occur. A disciplined analysis following the project planning approach outlined above will view the merits of new opportunity in the context of the project as a whole. This is referred to as a scope or project change control management. What is scope creep? Is the undisciplined addition of new goals, objectives and milestones that may have a negative effect on the cost or timeline of a project. This occurs when the inadequate analysis of suggestions are allowed to work their way into the process. An effective way of eliminating scope creep is to anticipate it and have a method of reviewing recommended changes in the scope with project leadership team on a regular basis. At times, a more appropriate method of project planning is the Agile methodology. This diagram represents what is Agile methodologies. Step first, evaluation of process and current structure of the company, mapping process to determine the starting point and actual state. Second, suggestion for improvement and process optimization, optimize the process with the right combination of technologies. Third, application design together with the client. Okay, choose technologies and review option with the client. The client is the part of the project from the very beginning of and feedback is vital. Number 4. Application construction and implementation. Weekly delivery and developments for the end user to operate and request for change. It is ideal that the end user is part of the process of development and testing and evaluation and monitoring. This determine key performance indicators, reports, and other metrics for user in order to monitor that the process is working as agreed. Okay, now we'll move to the next topic. Developing policies and procedure for information and system management. Departmental and organizational. Departmental backup procedures, security processes, operational schedule, report and processes. Organizational authorization access procedure, email system access, appropriate use policy, and HIPAA regulation. HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Now we'll move to the next topic, complying with legal and regulatory standards. The two most influential sources of standards for healthcare organizations in the United States are CMS and the Joint Commission, formerly known as Joint Commission on Accreditation of Healthcare Organizations. CMS stands for Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and JCI, Joint Commission Internationals. CMS is within the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS. The key operating document for a hospital that receive any funding from CMS is the key operating document for a hospital that receive any funding from CMS is condition for coverage and condition for participation. Okay, remember, the key operating document for hospital that receive any funding from CMS is condition for coverage and condition for participation. Now we see the Joint Commission International, JCI. It serves as the voluntary accreditation body for more than 100 countries throughout the world. Accreditation is accomplished by complying with comprehensive list of standards published by JCI. Organization meet the standards through preparation followed by scheduled site review by a team of JCI surveyor. Okay. Now we'll move to the next topic, adherence to ethical business principle. And as an organizational leader, it is important to the practice of your professions and your position as a role model to your staff that you adhere to an identifiable code of business or corporate ethics. Okay, this diagram represents corporate compliance. A number of contexts within the employer-employee relationships are fraught with ethical considerations, such as having a system in place to detect, prevent, eliminate, and punish behavior of harassing nature toward employees, avoiding wrongful discharge, either actual or constructive, adhering to ethical principle during corporate restructuring and downsizing. Now we'll see the next topic, employing comparative analysis strategy. IT leaders are often part of operational leadership of the entire organization. They need to understand the organization's overall financial and budgetary report, its comparative benchmark, and its overall performance. Budget, other financial, non-financial indicator, benchmarks, and quality indicator. First we'll see what is the budgets. Budgeting is the process of allocating monetary resources to various IT programs. This could range from recurring expenses like hardware, leases, and staffing to expenses dedicated to a fixed duration project or initiative. In some companies, this is primarily an annual exercise, while other companies might demand budget for each initiative as it arises. IT budget include compensation costs for IT professionals fall within the IT budget, including costs for external consultants used by the IT department. Expenses related to building and maintaining enterprise-wide so-called back office system are also included in an IT budget. This encompasses, this encompasses, for example, the enterprise resource planning (ERP) application as well as accounting, finance, and HR application. The IT budget also encompasses hardware expenditures, bills for laptops, organization issued mobile devices, server, routers, and other networking equipment, for example, are typically paid out of the IT department. Other costs that usually reside within IT budget include data center expenses, bills for cloud platforms. This IT budget include. Now we'll see outside the IT budget. Okay. Include application developed for and used by a specific business unit, marketing application such as those that enable social media campaign and content management system are cases in a point those costs tend to fall under the marketing spend rather than the IT budget. Now we'll see other financial and non-financial indicators. Financial and non-financial indicators are measured to compare one organization to the next or against national benchmark. Days in accountable receivable (AR days), discharge not final bill (DNFB), and days cash on hand. Let's explore each. Is an expression of average amount of time it takes for the organization to receive payment from peers after the bill have been submitted to the guarantor. Discharge not final bill is an indicator of the expected amount of money to be billed to the guarantor, but not yet submitted due to outstanding document and procedural issues. Days cash on hand represent the number of days the organization could continue to operate if no further new funds were received by the organization. Now we'll see what is benchmarks. Internal benchmark and external benchmark. Internal benchmark are usually set by operation of the board of directors and are often reflection of the financial indicators. Typically, the organization will set its goal for the number of days in AR and days cash on hands. External benchmark may include additional financial indicator but are likely to reflect quality, safety, regulatory, or accreditation measures. Now see the quality indicators. Quality indicators may be set by state or federal government agencies or prior to the organization. Okay. In the United States, the Health and Human Services and CMS, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, has several quality reporting programs depending on the type of settings. Okay, this diagram represents CMS has a variety of quality reporting performance program like hospital quality, physician quality reporting, PAC and other setting quality reporting, payment model reporting, and population quality reporting. Okay, we'll see first hospital quality reporting. Medicare and Medicaid electronic health record incentive program, PPS exempt cancer hospital, inpatient psychiatric facilities, inpatient quality reporting, hack payment reduction program, readmission reduction program, outpatient quality reporting, ambulatory surgical centers, physician quality reporting, Medicare and Medicaid EHR incentive program, PQRS, and ERX quality reporting, PAC and other setting quality reporting, inpatient rehabilitation facility, nursing home compare measure, LTCS quality reporting, hospices quality reporting, home health quality reporting, payment model reporting, Medicare shared saving program, hospital value based purchasing, physician feedback value based modifier, ESRD QIP, population quality reporting, Medicare hard disk quality reporting, CHIPRA quality reporting, health insurance exchange quality reporting, Medicare Part C and Medicare Part D. Okay, now we'll move to the next topic, preparing delivering business communication. Leadership skills are going to be assessed on regular basis from both written and verbal communication, as well as the ability to organize and manage a typical business meeting. Design an agenda for effective meeting. Project communication plan and status reports are important material for everyone from projects and organizational leaders through line staffs. Presentation and communication. Okay. So first we'll see design agenda for an effective meeting. Okay. Meeting agenda, staff meetings. Okay. This is one of the responsibility of leaders, IT leaders. Okay. There is a meeting agenda, staff meeting, meeting information, its consent, objective, date, time. Okay. Who called this meeting? Who will record? Timekeeper, who will know the time? Facilitator, who will take note taker. Okay. Preparation for the meeting. What is the requirement like? If there is any documents or any plan to okay, meeting, who is going to attend the meeting, they must first read and then attend the meetings, and if something they are requested to bring, okay, then this action items, okay, from previous meetings will be described here, agenda items, and what is the new action items added. If there is some other information, it can be written here. Now let's go see the project communication plan and status reports are important material for everyone from project organizations leaders through line staffs. Okay, this diagram represents project communication plan. Okay, project communication plan. So what is deliverable? Project initiation, project status, agenda minutes, timeline updates, project update, action item status, and project risk. Who are the recipient? Okay, project team, project plan, PMO director. This agenda minutes, project team, steering committee, timeline updates, steering committee, access sponsor management, project manager. Okay, please pause this video for a while and read it yourself. Now I'll move to the next topic, presentation and communication. This is one of the required skill for IT leadership. A presentation is a mean of communication with. Okay, a presentation is a mean of communication which can be adapted to various speaking situations, such as talking to group, addressing a meeting, or briefing a team. Okay. This communication skills: relationship, presentation, listening, negotiation, writing, and influence. These are all come under communication skills. Now we'll move to the next topic, facilitating group discussion and meetings. Complex decision and controversial topics can make meeting management a challenge. Robert's Rules of Order is the standard for facilitating discussion and group decision making. The person who plays the role of coordinator or leader for the meeting has the following responsibility he or she needs to. So first we'll see Robert's Rules of Order. Here are the basic elements of Robert's rules used by most organizations. Motion, postpone indefinitely, amend, commit, questions, table, adjourn. What is motion? To introduce a new piece of a business or process, to introduce a new piece of business or propose a decision or action, a motion must be made by a group member. I move that. A second motion must then also be made. Raise your hand and say, I second it. After limited discussion, the group then votes on the motion. A majority vote is required for the motion to pass, or quorum as specified in your bylaws. Postpone indefinitely. This tactic is used to kill a motion. When passed, the motion cannot be reintroduced at the meeting. It may be brought up again at later date. This is meant as a motion. I move to postpone indefinitely. A second is required. A majority vote is required to postpone the motion under consideration. Amend. This is the process used to change a motion under consideration. Perhaps you like the idea proposed but not exactly as offered. Raise your hand and make the following motion. I move to amend the motion on the floor. This also requires a second. After the motion amend is seconded, a majority vote is needed to decide whether the amendment is accepted. Then a vote is taken on the amendment motion. In some organizations, a friendly amendment is made if the person who made the original motion agrees with the suggested changes. The amended motion may be voted on without a separate vote to approve the amendment. Commit. This is used to place a motion in committee. It requires a second. A majority vote must be ruled to carry it. At the next meeting, the committee is required to prepare a report on the motions committed. If an appropriate committee exists, the motion goes to that committee. If not, new committee is established. Questions. To end a debate immediately, the question is called. Say, I call the question and need a second. A vote is held immediately. No further discussion is allowed. A 2/3 vote is required for passes. If it is passed, the motion on the floor is voted on immediately. Table. To table a discussion is to lay aside the business at hand in such a manner that it will be considered later in the meeting or at another time. I make a motion to table this discussion until the next meeting. In the meantime, we will get more information so we can better discuss the issues. A second is needed and a majority vote required to table the item being discussed. Adjourn. A motion is made to end the meeting. A second motion is required. A majority vote is then required for the meeting to be adjourned. Ended. Now we'll see the person who plays the role of coordinator or leader for the meeting has the following responsibility. He or she needs to define the objective of the meeting, define the objective of the scheme policy being debated. This will help ensure unrelated and irrelevant discussion comments are avoided. It is more likely that the argument placed contribute to the goal if the participants are clearly aware of the goal. Now we'll see the define the problem clearly. A small difference in the definition of the problem or meeting objective can alter the course of the discussion. See that objective is not lost track of the see the objective is not lost track of during the course of the discussion. It is very common that one comment may lead to another and the discussion may digress completely from the topic. The coordinator needs to bring back the discussion on the track whenever it goes off track. Give a chance to everyone to speak. Be vigilant to avoid situations where few people dominate, the others do not get a chance to speak though they wish to. Gently coax some silent people into discussion. For instance, if David has not been expressing himself, a question like that, like, what do you think if this, David, can induce him to speak out. See that ideas are not ridiculed. Okay, see that idea is not ridiculed and people are not forced to shut up by colleagues without being given a chance to be fully heard. This is very common pitfall. Sometimes seemingly ridiculous ideas can be lead to innovation if they are allowed to survive. The reflexive rejection syndrome. See that it doesn't become a dialogue between the few who talk most of the time. See that majority of the participants participate in the discussion. See that people speak one at a time. When they wish to contribute, they raise their hands to request audience. Encourage free communication within our group. Let everyone express herself freely. Encourage different views and ideas which can lead to creative ideas. Create a feeling of togetherness and team spirit. Ensure that meeting is held in an informal atmosphere and ensure that meeting is result oriented. Now we'll move to the next topic, providing consultative services to the organization on IT matters. Consulting services are frequently purchased when personal resources are in short supply or when a specific skill is lacking within the organization. In-house consultation and project management office. In-house consultation can be provided by individual on an as-needed basis. IT leaders may also serve as the voice of internal expertise. As departments throughout the healthcare organization begin to automate, they may need to guidance or advice as how to incorporate technologies into their workflow. The IT leaders or the PMO can provide innovation support to explore existing technologies to implement or fast for these departments. Partnership between the operational and technology expert create an opportunity for innovation developing. What is Project Management Office, PMO? Larger organizations are beginning to implement a project management office, also called PMO. A project management office, abbreviated PMO, is a group of departments within a business agency or enterprise that define and maintain standards for project management within organization. The PMO has personnel who are trained or certified project management methodology as sponsored by the globally recognized Project Management Institute. Okay. Staff of the PMO are skilled at meeting with operational personnel to understand the detailed requirement of the project at hand and translates those requirements into plan for execution. They understand the process of resource gathering, project planning, and project scope management, as well as the tools for visualizing the life of the project. They have the skills to manage development of the project's pro forma, financial statement, and ongoing project budget. As the organization moves from IT project to strategic operational project with IT components, the IT project leaders can begin to alter their focus from operational leadership to true project management. Okay. PMO defined rules, standards for new project requests are processed, change requests are managed, the way projects are planned, how resources are secured, assigned, the way issues, risks, meetings are managed, how project progress is reported. Okay. Now we'll move to the next topic, developing educational strategy for IT staff. Okay. Organizations that want their information technology training and education program to be successful must carefully distinguish between the two concepts. Training is the process by which people gain tangible skills that they can start applying immediately. Okay, training. And what is education? On the other hand, is a process by which people gain knowledge and understanding. Okay, training and education can occur in classroom setting, in mentoring session, or through apprenticing. Training and education can occur in classroom settings, in mentoring session, or through apprenticing. The training and education life cycle. I have taken this information from this source, www.hambisoft.com. Okay. First, assess, provide a specific introductory training, provide mentoring and hands-on experience, provide advanced training, provide education, and support the learning experience. What is assess mean? It is critical that you get IT professional the right okay. It is critical that you get IT professional the right training education at the right time, and the only way that you can do is through regular assessment of their skills. To do this successfully, you must directly involve staff members, assess regularly, keep the assessment simple, go at it from different angles. Okay, angles. So minimally you need to find out what their goals are and where they think that they need to improve their skills. Better yet, they may have a very good idea as to what training that they need, opinion which they gain through talking with the colleagues and their own research. Assess regularly, keep the assessment simple. The best way to do a skill assessment is to simply have a staff member sit down and have a discussion with one or more experienced people that understand both the person's current skill as well as what it's need to do their job successfully. Go at it from different angles. As experienced team lead by able to give someone good advice for training and education, they need to become better visual basic programmer, but may not be able to provide good advice when it's come to communication skills. Remember, there are different categories of IT skills. Now we'll see the provide mentoring and hands-on experience. After initial training is complete, developers are now qualified to be mentored by someone experienced in the subject. The objective of mentoring is to have someone who is experienced guide novice through the learning process, showing them how to use the new technique in practice. The mentoring effort should be performed on an actual development project, one in which the trainee is given the opportunity to apply and evolve the skills that they receive during training. The best mentors have several years of experience in the technique, have mentoring experience, and have good communication skills. Provide advanced training. After several months on hands-on experience under the tutelage of an experienced mentor, developers should return to the classroom for advanced training. The experience that developers have gained give them the knowledge that they need to understand and absorb the material presented in advanced courses. For example, an advanced modeling course is like to concentrate on analysis and design pattern, and an advanced programming course will convey a series of programming tips and tricks. Advanced training courses often combine both training and education aspect. Provide education. In addition to providing advanced training course, you should also consider supporting educational opportunities such as college, university course, degree diploma, or professional certification. Professional certification like PMP, CPHIMS or CHIMS in healthcare or CIS. Okay. Support the learning experience. There is far more to the training and education process than formal classroom training. To support the learning experience, you can promote information access. Individual can attend in person or via webcasting, webinars, and other telecasting options, or computer-based training, CBT. Training and education tips. Okay. Get your staff into the habit of learning. Just-in-time training is critical. Expect to train in variety of skills. Perform skill assessment for everyone. Recognize that not everyone learns the same way. Motivate everybody. Expect the I have done it before syndrome. Recognize that you cannot retain everyone at once. Okay, recognize that you cannot retrain everyone at once. Getting people into training quickly. Teach from experience and recognize that people do not quit because they are trained. Now we'll move to the next topic. Maintain organizational competencies on IT technologies and trend. Team members need to stay connected to a variety of disciplines related to their specific sphere of expertise. The greatest opportunity for this added education comes from within organization staffs. The greatest opportunity for this added education comes from within the organization itself. Listen to the feedbacks of colleagues and peers. Be engaged and ask questions to become more knowledgeable. Knowledge will expand your effectiveness in the work you do. Outside of your own colleague, a valuable educational resource is the media and printed press. The Guardian, Healthcare, IT News, People's Daily, and Wall Street Journal are often the first to pick up on and report trend or activities that have national or international significance in many disciplines. Take time to review the headlines and article in order to stay up on current events. Organizational leader will be regularly asked to comment on materials in those publications. Many publications now offer really simple syndication, RSS, or other services that will email the headline of article titles that align with subject you are interested in. With so many potential sources of new information, having the option to push material of selected interests is a time saver. Given the option of being proactive or reactive, a successful leader will choose the former path, proactive. Now we'll move to the next topic, managing risk. A key piece of IT planning process integrate with the organization efforts to manage risk. Issues of risk can be addressed along two dimensions: magnitude of risk and likelihood of risk occurring. It can be scored like low, medium, high. The first magnitude of risk: if the event does occur, how big of an impact it will be. How big of an impact will it have on the organization, process, or project. The second dimension is the likelihood of the risk. What is the best estimate of the likelihood that the risk event will in fact occur? Within each dimension, the risk is low, medium, or high, and assigned a point value of 1 to 3 respectively. Organization risk management strategy will vary depending on their tolerance for risk. Typically, a score 6 or higher will warrant the creation of contingency plan. What is contingency plan? Is an alternative path, project, or process that would be considered in event that the primary path is disrupted. A simple example would be a backup plan to print and distribute paper report in the event that the electronic distribution process is disrupted for a longer than a preset amount of time. Risk management and business continuity planning are taking on great prominence in healthcare. Leaders have the responsibility to bring to light the full effect of system loss and the cost associated with mitigating those risks. The solutions are often expensive and will create a considerable conversation, especially around the likelihood of any particular event happening. Now we'll move to the last topic, quality standard and practices. Oversight for an IT department, especially one that has responsibility for software development, require careful attention to quality control standards. What is quality control, quality assurance, and key quality indicators? Quality control, operational technique and activities undertaken within the quality assurance system to verify in real time that the requirement for quality of the trial related activities have been fulfilled. Quality control include for clinical trial, detection and measurement of the variability in the clinical trial, clinical trial, detection and measurement of the characteristic of clinical trial data generated, corrective response to discrepancies found during the conduct of a trial. We'll see what is quality assurance. Independent examination of quality parameter after the work is done. Cover all policies and systematic activities implemented within quality system. Ensure that data are recorded, analyzed, and recorded in accordance with the protocol and GCP. The use of GCP guideline ensure ethical and scientifically quality standard for the design, conduct, reporting and reporting of IRB approved clinical trial that involve research participant. Okay. Key quality indicators, criteria, standards, and other measure to assess the quality of work performed on clinical trial and ensure compliance with study protocol and current regulatory requirement. Okay. Leaders must set clear expectation or a plan for the quality standard to be delivered, and then measure, report, and modify the plan to continually improve on the products delivered. Publishing current performance as well as goals and objectives will remind the entire department of the expectation and aspiration for which the group is striving. Quality assurance begins with the staff that implement and configure the software technically. Performance can be measured against testing results provided by the software vendor themselves and internally developed quality assurance script. Okay, that brings us to end of my presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found it helpful in preparation for the CPHIMS exam.